Hello, I'm Jessica from Shutterstock, and no matter what time of year it is, there's always a reason to celebrate, whether that's a birthday, a special holiday, or just because. So today we're going to learn exactly how to add a bokeh texture on top of some of our photos, as well as adding confetti to a greeting card, and then we are going to learn how to do a clipping mask with a firework texture. So let's head into Photoshop now to start the celebration. So here we are in Photoshop, and this is our first photo that we're going to work with because I'm going to quickly show you how to do blending modes. So we're going to go up here to File, and we're going to Place Embedded. We're then going to find our texture that we want to work with, and for this one I'm going to choose this one. So I'm just going to double click to place this file, and then I'm going to click the Move tool just so I can place this texture on top of the photo. And you want to make sure your texture is on top of the photo so the blending mode works perfectly for you. So right here in the Layers panel, we're going to go to the blending modes. My favorite blending modes in Photoshop for these type of textures are Lighten, Screen, and Color Dodge, but feel free to play around and experiment with all of them to see which one works best for you. So right here we have Lighten, which is a little bit more subtle, and if we go to Screen, it's in between that, and then if we go to Color Dodge, it's a little bit more intense, as you can see, and once we're done with that, we can just save this file and we're good to go. So now I'm going to show you how to customize this a bit more by using a portrait. So we're going to move on to our next photo. So here we have this photo, and we're going to do the same thing that we did before by placing the texture within this file on top of the photo. So we're going to go up here to File, and we're going to Place Embedded. And now we are going to do 35, so I'm just going to double click that, and I want to rotate this, so I'm going to hold down Shift while clicking and dragging just to rotate this to a perfect 90-degree angle. And I want to make sure that this texture covers the entire photo, so I'm just going to click and drag while still holding down Shift. And now that I have this in my desired position, I'm going to do the Move tool just to place this file in there. Feel free to play around with each blending mode to find something that works for your own specific combination between your photo and your texture. Each photo and design will be different, so find something that works for you. So for here, I love this effect that the Lighten has on it. I love the gold that's coming through. And I'm just going to show you with Screen and then Color Dodge. So for this one, I'm going to stick with Lighten, and now I'm going to show you how you can actually customize this a bit more. So I want to take some of the sparkles off of her face to let her beautiful face shine through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the Paintbrush tool, and I want to make sure that my color right here is black, and if you have another color situation going on, you can always just click here at the bottom to do the default foreground and background colors. So once I have that all set, I'm going to just click anywhere because I actually want to rasterize this smart object. I'm going to click OK. And I can also turn the opacity. I'm going to keep it at 75 because I want to still blend it a little bit. So I'm just going to go in here, and I'm going to take these away from her face. And as you can see, I love working with this opacity because it's still leaving a bit of it around her face, so it looks a little bit more natural. So now that you know how to add these bokeh textures to your photos, I'm going to show you exactly how to remove a background on an image that we're going to be placing in to add some confetti on top of a greeting card. And this is a happy birthday greeting card. It's just a simple circle shape with some text and a photo behind it. So we are going to add some confetti texture to add a little bit more celebratory touch to this greeting card. So in order to do that, we're going to go up here and we're going to go to File, Place Embedded, and I'm going to add this confetti texture right here. I'm just going to bring it up all the way to the top. So in order to place this file, I then am going to do the Move tool to just place that in here. So now we're going to do the magic wand because I'm going to take this white background out of this layer, out of this texture, so then we can put this on seamlessly onto our greeting card. So here we're going to go to the magic wand, and I want to make sure that contiguous is not selected. So that'll make sure that we select all of the white background where this white confetti is. So I'm just going to click anywhere on this, and I want to make sure that I'm clicking on a white spot, so then it's going to select everything that is white. So now here I'm going to go to the erase tool because I also want to rasterize this texture in this image. So I'm just going to click anywhere to rasterize the smart object. I'm going to click OK. And as you can see, I can use the erase tool. It's going to take me a little bit of time. So an easier way to do that is just clicking delete on your keyboard, and it deletes the entire white texture. So I'm going to then do the rectangle marquee tool because I want to deselect this. And now, as you can see, some of the confetti is covering the text, and I want to just get rid of some of that. So I'm going to do the erase tool, and I'm just going to click and erase some of the confetti that is covering some of this text. You want to make sure that your text is legible, so that is an easy way to do that. And now that we have that all set, we can go in and save this file, and we're good to go. Now we're going to move on to our last project, and this will be a clipping mask with our text. I'm going to show you how to add a little sparkle to your text. This is great for greeting cards, invitations, or anything else where you're using text and you want to add a little sparkle. So I'm going to start out by just writing some text. So I'm going to use my type tool, and I'm just going to make another layer, and then I'm going to click right here. I'm going to type out my text. So I'm just going to type out "let's celebrate," and then I'm going to use my move tool to just move this to the middle of my artboard. When you are using a clipping mask with your text, be sure to choose a bolder font so you allow your texture to come through a little more. And now I'm going to place some texture on top of this. And in order to do that, like we did in all the rest of the projects, we're going to go up here to File. We're going to place Embedded. And now I'm going to place 11. So I'm going to choose this texture, double click that, and I can go ahead and move this and just place that right there. I'm going to select the Move tool just to place this file in there. You want to make sure that your texture is on top of your text when you're doing a clipping mask. So once we have that layer on top of our text, you're going to go here to the Layers panel, and you're actually going to hold down Alt or Option on your keyboard until you get this little square with the arrow pointing down, and you're going to do that by hovering between your texture and your text. So once you see that, you're just going to click while still holding down Alt and Option, and we've clipped this firework sparkly texture within our text. So we're not done just yet. We actually can customize this a bit more. While this texture is selected in your Layers panel, you can actually move it around. So you can even do Command T to make it a bit bigger. You can rotate it a bit so some of the texture comes through all the way. And then once you're done, you just want to click the Move tool to just place that file in there, and you are done with your clipping mask. And it's just as easy as that to add a little sparkle to your text. Now that you know how to add some sparkle and bokeh texture to your photos, graphics, and greeting cards, feel free to use these different techniques with any other design projects that you can dream up. And here is more of what you have to work with within this design asset bundle. So with whatever you are celebrating, have fun, and I will see you next time.